Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. So today's episode is actually going to be a little different, a lot different, and it's just going to be really short. So I am completely rebranding this podcast, and I wanted to tell you what I'm doing. So, um, if you know, a lot of you know this and a lot of you don't, but I mentioned a while back that I was starting a second business. Well, that business launched a few weeks ago, and I haven't talked about it very much because it's something very similar to counseling, but also different. And so my counseling clients aren't able to be clients of mine in this new business, but everyone else can be if that's so desired. But a lot of the people that listen to my podcast currently are my clients. And then there's a bunch of people I know, friends, family, and then people I don't know. So I haven't advertised it on this platform, on this podcast, just because I didn't want to confuse anyone. But as I've been kind of growing and nurturing this other business, I realized that with my counseling practice and this new business, um, this podcast was this like kind of third own kind of separate thing that was just hard for me to maintain. Like the time that I have to invest in things is pretty spread right now, and I don't want to just throw this together. And then the other thing is I recognize that this actually will go really, really well with my new business. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. So I have the counseling practice and I have other therapists that work with me, and it's great. And now this other business that I've started is a coaching business. I am a relationship coach. My focus is working with married couples with children who want to focus on reprioritizing and nurturing their marriage after having children. And it's so much fun. I've had a great time with it. Right now, the only thing I've really been doing is I have a free Facebook group for married couples with children. I'm just nurturing that right now. I haven't actually been really advertising or marketing the coaching program itself because I'm not really ready to start that. I wanted to just kind of spend some time investing energy into the group, providing a lot of free resources. And so in that group, I do free trainings, Facebook Live trainings. I have lots of handouts and tips and things like that specifically for married couples with children. And I plan to do that throughout, no matter what, there will always be free handouts and trainings and stuff happening in that group. But then when that time comes where I'm ready, I'm going to be starting to take clients who are married couples with children. And those clients will be, if they want to join my program, it's a 3-month intensive couples program, coaching program. And what that means is that it's not counseling, because the difference really is that if you're in couples counseling, then you're addressing an issue that maybe has an underlying mental health factor, like maybe there's a mental health diagnosis that's impacting maybe depression or anxiety, something that's impacting the marriage, or maybe there's some infidelity or trauma or something that's really contributing to the struggles in the marriage. And that's not something, that's something that we do in counseling, and I still work with couples for that. But coaching is very different because, it's similar, but the difference is that we're not addressing a mental health issue. There is no underlying mental health issue that's contributing to those issues, to those problems in that marriage. So, specifically, why I'm working with this population is because so many couples who have kids lose track of their relationship. The time and the energy is spent on their kids and really running a household and all the things that come with having kids, whether it's, time, energy, or just stress, feeling overwhelmed, not knowing how to really balance the roles and responsibilities at home when you have kids, whether you're working or staying home. It's a completely different dynamic than just regular relationship struggles. And so I'm very passionate about working with that population. So I decided to create its own thing. So this is a separate business that I do. It's online only. And because there's so much to give, so many, I guess the kinds of things that I can teach and provide is, there's no limit, right? There's never a time where we're like, okay, I'm done learning how to be good in my marriage. No, there's always stuff to learn. So because of that, I am doing the handouts and trainings and stuff like that, but I want to dedicate this podcast to that as well. So this podcast will still obviously be available to everyone, no matter what, no matter where, but the topics are now going to be specific to relationships, marriage, and how to navigate a relationship in a healthy way. One thing I am trying to do differently, and really this is just an organizational and time structured thing, is having more guests and not having it just be me all the time. I think it's just more fun to have other people involved. I'm going to see how that goes. I've got some things already scheduled with some people. I want to have other therapists on, but then my goal ultimately would be to just have, regular couples, whether it's both members of a couple unit or just one person, and just talk about the hard stuff and the good stuff, how you've grown, how you've learned. And so I have some things in the works, but to really make it come together, I need to take a break from this podcast for a couple of weeks, because I have to revamp everything. I have to change the technological aspect in the background, and then I have to actually start recording some of these episodes. So you are not going to hear from me for a couple of weeks, but more than that, everything is going to change. So if you're already on my list of subscribers to my email, that's awesome, and I appreciate you. You don't have to do anything differently. I'm going to just port you over to this new email list. You can unsubscribe at any point. You always know that. But you're going to keep hearing from me on Fridays when I release the episodes. It's still going to be Fridays because that's just what's easier for me. And then you are going to still get the weekly email with that. If you are on my Facebook page and follow me on the Facebook for the podcast, I am going to shut that down. I'm not sure when. I need to just have less things to manage, because right now I have, my personal social media, the practice social media, and now I have the coaching social media. I'm just not that great at managing that many things. So I need to take the podcast social media out of it. So that's part of what I'm going to be navigating over the next 2 to 3 weeks, is how to merge everything and how to import people or reach out to people and give them the option to follow me on my new Facebook. A lot of you are already on there, and then many of you aren't. I've already kind of had this little talk about my new business on my personal Facebook, but I have not done it on the podcast Facebook because, again, I just was trying to be sensitive to the different populations in it. So if you are my counseling client, you are welcome to hop in my coaching Facebook group. Like I said, there's a ton of free resources out there. I will be posting all kinds of stuff relating to relationships, so you can be in there. You just can't be a client of mine on the coaching side. It's just a conflict. I have to keep those things separate just to make sure everything is just being done ethically and correctly. So again, cannot be my coaching client if you're my counseling client, but you can benefit from all the free resources. So with all that being said, my new Facebook that a lot of you are already on, but it's just Navart Wilborn, similar to the other one, but it is, I'm going to post in the podcast Facebook, I'm going to post the links to everything, to the new Facebook, to the group itself. All the things are going to be available. I'm going to send out an email to all the subscribers with this information as well. So if you subscribe to the emails or follow me on social, you're not really going to miss anything. If you're hearing this but don't really check those things, go check that because it's going to be on there. And then I will make an announcement when I'm ready to shut all those Facebook things down, just so, and Instagram, just so you know. But it will all be ported over to the new stuff. So wish me luck as I try to navigate all of this. I am not super tech savvy. I just teach myself and ask questions along the way. So hopefully it's a seamless transition. If there are bumps along the way, please have patience with me. But I hope that you'll continue to tune into these episodes, this podcast. It's really going to be all in the same place. It's just going to have a different name, a different cover photo. But as far as how it's, if you're subscribed to it, you'll still get the notifications. I'm not canceling the podcast and starting a new one. I'm just rebranding the podcast. So we'll still be on episode 84 or 5 or whatever we are on. The content is just going to change. So I hope you stick with me. I hope you are interested in all things relating to marriage and relationships and all the fun things that come with that. I'm really, really excited about it, and hopefully I will see you on that side. I think I said everything I wanted to tell you. If not, I'll figure out how to get it to you later. But I hope you all have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in about 2 to 3 weeks. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.